to ask the two gentlemen whether they would ask each other a question, for which they'll have a minute's response time.
Well, my question to Jim, he says that we're revisiting...
After you, Josh.
Oh, sorry. Well, you did speak first. My question to Jim is, he says we revisit the last election, but it actually goes to the heart of the believability of the Labor Party. They are trying to sneak into government and say that they will having a budget after the election, but not tell the people before the election what would be in that budget. Now, Jim, you said you were proud and pleased of $387 billion of higher taxes on super, higher taxes on income, higher taxes on housing, higher taxes on retirees, higher taxes on family businesses. Indeed, there were media reports even less than a year ago about you revisiting the housing tax, the family business tax. What impact would have $387 billion of higher taxes that you took to the last election have had on an economy that has just encountered the biggest economic shock since the Great Depression with COVID?
Now, Josh, this might come as a big surprise to you, but it's 2022 now. The 2019 election has been run and won. And I think it speaks volumes, frankly, and with respect, of your approach to this job and to this economy and to the future of this country, that when you're given an opportunity to ask one question of your opponent, you ask a question about the 2019 election. I think that speaks volumes about what you're offering the Australian people. Australians had their chance to cast their judgment in 2019. They cast that judgment, and we respect the judgment that they made. And we have been working around the clock since then to earn their trust. And part of that has been acknowledging where we put forward a policy that wasn't right and where we have found a better way to deal with some of these issues. Now, contest this election on the policies we're putting forward, not on the policies that we're not putting forward. Contest this policy on a plan for a better future. That's what we're trying to do. You should try it too.
And Jim Chalmers, do you have a question for the Treasurer?
I do. How much, Josh, do the real wage cuts in your budget cost the average Australian worker this financial year?
Well, firstly, we're saying that wages will continue to rise. And there's about a $900 difference for somebody who's on average full-time earnings between what the wages would be and what the inflation rate would be. But as you know, they get $1,500 in tax relief from the 1st of July, so that makes up for that difference between the WPI and the difference between the wages price index and the inflation rate.